All right, so Dodge stay 6 of 30 teams in 30 days. And today we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I mean, they have some good talent. They got DeAndre Drummond, they got Kevin Love, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland. I mean, they have the team. They shouldn't be as bad as they are. So what do you make of the Cavaliers season?
I don't. I mean, you said they have the team. I don't know. Other than Kevin Love, I don't know which one of those guys you feel really good about. I don't feel good about either of those guys. Andre Drummond, yes, he can give you about what 15 and 10. But let's be honest, the league has moved off from guys like Andre Drummond. He cannot stretch the floor. He can't even shoot a free throw. All he does is get rebounds. Not saying that Andre Drummond is a terrible player. I'm just saying like he's not going to be the piece that's going to take your team to that next level in playoff contention. We saw that happen in Detroit, where they were losing games, even got coaches fired. Stan Van Gundy even got fired. Like, and Andre Drummond, yes, they brought in Andre Drummond. It's because, to be honest, nobody's going to come to the Cavs. The Cavs, like, they're not going to sign any free agents unless they throw extremely amounts of money to them, which they don't have. Since LeBron leave, like this team has just been in a terrible situation, and they was even in a terrible situation LeBron's last year, and now it's almost even worse. They drafted Darius Garland last year because they missed on Colin Sexton. I don't know why would you draft 2 point guards on the 6'3" and have them in your backcourt. They think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. I think you have to get rid of one of those guys, preferably Colin Sexton, because I feel more comfortable about Darius Garland. Tristan Thompson is off their books. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I think Drummond is going to opt into his contract. But the only way this team can get better is if they trade Kevin Love. I don't know what I don't know how else does this team get better. They don't have enough cap space. They're giving a lot of money to Love, giving a lot of money to Drummond. Even Larry Nance is getting a fair share amount of money, and then they got guys like Dante Exum. He's getting a fair share of money. It's just not enough. It's not enough options for this Cavaliers team. Yes, they have the number 5 pick. I personally think they're going to take Obi Toppin out of Dayton. He's a power forward. I think if they take him, they have to get rid of either Kevin Love or Drummond, because you can't have 3 big men on the spot at the same time. But I think they're going to take Obi Toppin or Isaac Okoro. Either one of those guys who's going to be available at 5. And I think they're going to get rid of Love. Now, where you going to send Love? I don't know. I was thinking of some places. Maybe a place like Houston. Maybe they could trade Kevin Love to Houston, maybe for like Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker, and maybe they throw in like a pick in there, something like that. It's just a few places they can send Kevin Love. Maybe try send them to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is, they're kind of like shopping Levert. They have enough scoring. They don't really need Cass Levert. He's a great player, but they don't need him. They could use him for assets. So maybe send Kevin Love for Levert, and maybe they just fix some packages, maybe some late picks or something. Or even Indiana. Indiana's looking to get rid of Oladipo, and we hear that Oladipo he wants to get out of Indiana as well. Maybe it's Kevin Love for Oladipo, and you just make something happen. Like, it's just find some ways. It's not a lot of options, but those are just a few options they can do. Even see what Memphis is doing. Memphis, they have Ja Morant, and they traded a lot of those guys mid-season, like Jay Crowder. They traded him, and they were kind of the reason why Memphis was falling off. They fall off the second half of the season because they traded some of their guys halfway through who was on expiring contracts, like a Jay Crowder. So maybe you send them to Memphis, maybe for like Brandon Clark, Valanciunas, just to get John Morant. Not necessarily. I don't think Kevin Love is still a star, but he's definitely still an all-star type player. But I don't think but also a type play in that situation. But this Cavs team it's just not a lot of options for them. And I don't see anyone that signs there in free agency. Maybe you throw a lot of money at Montrez, but you don't need a Montrez. Like, I don't know what you do. Maybe you throw a lot of money at Evan Fournier, but I don't think that's going to help you. Like, I don't see what you do. Maybe one of the Morris twins, you throw some money at to get a forward in there. But I just don't think those moves take them even in playoff contention. So I really don't know where does this team go.
All right, well, a couple of things. This is just another example of why LeBron James is the GOAT. Well, how did they get LeBron James? They had the number 1 pick in the draft. It was the worst team in the league. And when LeBron James got there, he took them to the finals. And then when he left, They had 2 number 1 overall picks back in the lottery, worst team in the league. And when he came back, he took them to the finals and won a championship. And then when he left
Because
again,
they decided to rebuild after LeBron James left,
no,
and
no,
that
no, no,
was
hold on now.
they were on a rebuild. Like LeBron James, LeBron
Okay,
was not the only one. They cleared house when LeBron James left. I don't know
yeah,
why.
okay,
I don't know
okay,
why you
okay.
guys
What
don't
happened?
know.
What happened when he left the second time around? They couldn't win a game. They started off the season like 0-15, and that was with Kevin Love. That was with the same team with LeBron dragged to the finals. They started the season off 0-15, and now look at them again. And if we just
But LeBron was the one that set that team. LeBron is the one who cost him through a lot of money at Tristan Thompson. He was the one that cost him through a lot of money at J.R. Smith. He was the one. He was the one. Well, Kyrie would tell you he was the one. Kyrie left Cleveland. So let's not. LeBron James signed off on every single last move the Cleveland Cavaliers did. So let's not. And then he left them. He left. He
Hold on,
left
hold
them.
on, hold on. Listen, but what did that have to do with anything? It still don't change the fact that that team that he took to the finals started off the next season 0-15. 0-15, Taj. That is
That's not true. They were
ridiculous.
benching J.R. Smith. Kevin Love was injured. What are you talking about? And
Kevin
they
Love was
got
not
rid of
injured. Kevin Love was
and they got rid of
there. Kevin
Tyler.
Love
Kevin
was
Love
there.
was injured. He
Kevin Love
was
was
injured.
there.
Kevin Love was
He
injured,
started,
and they benched J.R. Smith.
he started off the season with them, and then he got injured later into the season.
No. Kevin Love got injured. They benched J.R. Smith. They got rid of Tyler.
They
They
only
even got rid of the GM.
Kevin Love was there at the beginning of the season. Anyway, when Jordan left to play baseball, Scottie Pippen took them to Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I mean, I just saying, I just saying. But anyway, but the Cleveland
Jordan
Cavaliers.
didn't sign off on any of those. The only player Jordan probably signed off on was Rodman.
Okay, but
LeBron James signed off on every single last
the
move the
Bulls
Cleveland
without
Cavaliers
Jordan
did
was a
and then leave
championship
them.
team.
He
The
signed
Bulls.
off on every last move they did and then left them. He was a terrible GM. People are talking about Jordan is a terrible GM. LeBron was a terrible GM as well.
All right, no, but the team the Bulls was a championship team without Jordan on it, and they proved it. And the Cavaliers couldn't win.
A championship team because you make it to the Eastern Conference second round. That's not a championship
team.
team.
To the conference finals. They made
it was not the conference finals. It was the second round. They got beaten 7 games in the second round. It was not the conference finals.
Come on, bro. It was
not the conference finals. They got beaten in the second round. It was not the conference finals. It was the second round.
Anyway, listen. So the Cavaliers, what they need to do is they're in a good situation, right? They still, they're in that like funny. They have all the stuff from their rebuild or whatever, and they still have all-star potential players. So like it ain't fully a rebuild. I mean, DeAndre Drummond and Kevin Love, they all-stars. I mean, they all-star talents.
I think Kevin Love is past his all-star prime, like I stated. I don't think Andre Drummond is.
He's been injured in the lineup, but he still, what he's capable of, and they still have all their young players and their rebuild stuff or whatever. So they in a situation where they could, try to compete and still, be in that rebuild process. Like I think if this team, they need to probably move up Darius Garland or Colin Sexton, one of those guys. I don't know why they drafted Garland when they had Sexton. I think personally they should probably get, I don't know, maybe Sexton. I don't really love him, but like if they, they could keep some of their young players who they want to, nurture and grow them, and still use Kevin Love and DeAndre Drummond to, what those guys are capable of, and they can teach those guys how to win. And when you got veterans like Love and Andre Drummond doesn't really have a lot of experience or like deep playoff experience. Those guys they could win some ball games. Like they don't necessarily have to tank and rebuild when you have Kevin Love and DeAndre Drummond. They just traded for Drummond this past season, so I don't think they were, you don't trade for a guy like that if you're trying to rebuild. So I don't know.
No, I think they traded for Drummond because they are desperate. Like I said, nobody's coming to Cleveland, and there are not a lot of options. Andre Drummond was the only tradable option, and we didn't even know Andre Drummond was tradable until the last second because he just signed the largest deal with the Pistons. So I don't even know what they're doing. You're saying they can compete. I don't know who can. I don't see. what is for this team? I don't think they're top 6 seed in the East at all. Not even close. Like, and you think the Hawks are going to make the other in mind, though. You think the Hawks are going to be one of the last 2 seeds. So I don't see being in there. Like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I mean, I think the Cavs. I mean, I feel like they could be competitive if they want to. Like I don't think they trade for a guy like DeAndre Drummond if you don't want to try and compete or at least be competitive. I doubt they want to sit at the bottom of the East until LeBron might come back and take them to another finals, but that's probably not gonna happen. But this team, I don't. You're not gonna trade. You're not. If you trade Kevin Love or DeAndre Drummond, you're not gonna get back what you gotta give up stuff to get rid of those guys. I mean, Kevin Love he has injury history, so that's not
no,
good.
I think they can get value for Love.
I mean, but
I think they can get value for Love.
he's been injured.
Drummond, I don't think you can get value for Drummond.
No, I mean they could get value for Love, but he's been injured, so that's not gonna play well in negotiations with Drummond.
Teams know that.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. So that's why it's not gonna play well in negotiations for them. So they might have to maybe give something that they don't want to get off of Love, but they could get back some good value for Love. But they're stuck with Drummond. I don't know why they traded for him. I didn't think so, but it's whatever.
Do you think they can be a top 8 seed in the East?
Um, if everything goes right, um, probably I have to see more from those young guys. So those Colin Sexton and Garland haven't lived up to expectations. So I'm not sure.
The answer is no. They're not even close to top 8 seed in the East. I don't need to see anything else. I've seen enough there. Even if those guys get better, I don't. They're not top. They're not better than Milwaukee. They're not better than Boston. They're not better than Toronto. They're not better than Indiana, Miami, Sixers, Brooklyn, Orlando. They're not going to be better than the Wizards because if they don't trade Bradley Beal, John Wall is coming back. Like Chicago is going to be better than them. I think Chicago is going to be good. Getting a new coach with Billy Donovan. This team is probably going to be bottom 3 again. They're probably going to be bottom 3, maybe with Charlotte, maybe with Atlanta and Detroit, and the Knicks are going to be somewhere in that. Like this team, I don't know where this team goes. Like you just have to do something. Kevin Love, I know maybe you could get some value for Kevin Love, and we all know he's been there for some time. At some point, even if you can't get enough value for Love, at some point he's run his course. It's just not he's just not a fit there anymore. So at least in that instances, you just need to trade him to bring in a new face and start a new feeling in the entire franchise. Because other than that, like I don't see where this team goes. Like unless you throw some money at some guy in free agency, who I don't think is out there. Like Brandon Ingram is not going to take you over the top. You already have a lot of young players that within experience. So I don't know what they do. You have to trade Kevin Love. You have to try get rid of one of those guys in the backcourt. I think you should get rid of Sexton. Maybe I don't know what you get for him, but it's not working. It's not working there. And you already have Drummond. So I think Drummond, Garland. I like Kevin Porter. I think Kevin Porter. I don't think he's gonna be all star, but I think he's gonna be a good piece. And then, like I say, you just see what's else out there. But other than that, I don't think anyone in Cleveland think they're going to compete.